The speed test we have all been waiting for is finally here. We've got the all-new Galaxy S24 Ultra going head-to-head with the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Taking a look at the spec sheet, the Galaxy is powered by an overclocked version of the new Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. It has 12GB of RAM, and this year, Samsung also improved the cooling system on the phone with a 92% larger vapor chamber. The iPhone, on the other hand, is still powered by Apple's A17 Pro with its crazy 3.78 GHz clock speed. It's packing 8GB of RAM along with super fast NVMe storage. Will that be enough for the iPhone to defend its title as speed test champ, or will the Galaxy put Samsung back on top? Let's find out. Alright, we'll kick things off by starting the stopwatches on each phone and then jumping into the first row, where the iPhone is able to get the step over the Galaxy in Facebook, with the Galaxy mostly recovering in Starbucks, with each phone now loading the same 500-page Word documents, with the iPhone finishing just a hair faster as we move on to Excel, where this time the Galaxy is a little faster, putting the two phones neck and neck here in the second row as we snap a selfie portrait and then wait for the photo to finish processing, with the iPhone just slightly ahead as we move on to Snapseed, where we're editing the same photo by applying not one but two different filters and then exporting the image out to storage, where the Galaxy was able to do it all significantly faster, giving it the first meaningful lead in this entire speed test. But that lead may not last for long. Not only does the iPhone typically outperform in this video export task, but Filmora Go now defaults to a higher 1080p export resolution. But wow, the Galaxy just ripped through the task, and from the looks of it, it did so at a significantly faster rate than the iPhone, giving it a huge lead as it moves on to the gaming row. Of course, we can't count the iPhone out just yet. It looks like it loaded Google Trends at a significantly faster rate, and here in Subway Surfers, it does the same thing again, cutting the Galaxy's lead back down to one app, and if the iPhone can load a few more of these games at a faster rate, it has a shot at making the comeback. But that didn't happen in flip diving. The two phones loaded that game at roughly the same rate, but in going balls, the iPhone is a bit faster, putting it hot on the heels of the Galaxy as both phones work on forward assault, where the Galaxy seemed to stutter a bit there, allowing the iPhone to make the comeback as both phones work on launching into a match, where the iPhone takes the lead, with it blazing through Spotify as the Galaxy stutters yet again. The Galaxy has to load these last few apps faster if it wants to make its own comeback, but it's slower in ESPN. And in Disney Plus, it's just too little too late, with the iPhone finishing up with Amazon on its way to completing the first lap in 2 minutes and 7 seconds, with the Galaxy clocking in just 1 second later. So a really close result in that first lap. We ran multiple trials as always, and this result was consistent, with the standard deviation being less than a second. Each phone seems to have its own strengths and weaknesses in terms of the mixed array of apps and tasks that we put them through, but one area where I expect both to excel equally is here in the second lap, with both phones so far having no issues keeping all the apps open and ready to go in the background. As the iPhone makes its way back to the camera app, this time we're switching to a normal selfie instead of a portrait, where despite all the phone's been through, it's still performing just as fast as it did in the first lap. And it's the same story with the Galaxy, so no matter which way you go between these two devices, you're getting an absolute monster when it comes to performance. But of course, there can only be one champ. And at least for now, that phone is the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Anyways, that is it for me in this video. Thank you for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the very next episode.